Remember when I found out that Shirley MacLaine and Warren Beatty were not only related, but were half Canadian? I do. It was 1903. The Wright brothers made their first successful flight. The first World Series was played between the Boston Americans and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Crayola crayons were invented, and Ira Owens Beatty, with one T, was born on January 18th in Front Royal, Virginia. Ira earned his doctorate in psychology and philosophy from Johns Hopkins, impressive, and wore many hats. He was an educator and a real estate agent who was also a jazz musician. Carrie loves a jazz musician. Now, Kathleen Connie MacLaine was born on August 23rd, 1903, in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. She married Ira on August 31st, 1931, in Kentville, Nova Scotia. That's right, their parents got hitched in Canada. The pair ultimately settled in Ira's home state of Virginia, which is where they had their first collab, Shirley MacLaine Beatty, on April 24th, 1934. Named after Shirley Temple, it's unsurprising that Shirley took to dance like a fish to water when her mother enrolled her in ballet at the age of 3. A year before she graduated high school, Shirley headed to New York to pursue a career in acting. She landed a role in a chorus production of Oklahoma, but ultimately went back home to finish high school. After graduation, she officially moved to New York and made her official Broadway debut dancing in the 1953 production of Me and Juliet. But she didn't just change cities, no, she started using her middle name, her mother's maiden name, with altered spelling, and started going by Shirley MacLaine. It was while she was an understudy for Carol Haney that she was discovered by Hal B. Wallace, a producer for Paramount. Carol had injured her ankle, and it was finally Shirley's chance to take her place in the pajama game. Jerry Lewis saw Shirley in the play and urged Hal to check her out. Shirley made her film debut in Alfred Hitchcock's 1955 film The Trouble with Harry. The role won her a Golden Globe for New Star of the Year. She continued landing role after role, including the lead in Around the World in 80 Days, while only taking a brief break to have her daughter, Sachi Parker, in 1956 with husband Stephen Parker, whom she had married in 1954. Shirley and Steve had an open marriage, and in 1958, Sachi was shipped off to Japan to live with her father and his two mistresses. While she did visit her mother in the summer and even appeared on the cover of Life magazine with her in 1959, she said that her parents were negligent. Shirley's career really started hitting its stride, though, in the 1960s when she appeared in films like The Apartment, which earned her her second Oscar nomination. It was also during this time that she sued Hal for violating the terms of her contract. The suit made headlines, some of which Shirley didn't like the article that columnist Mike Connolly published about her in The Hollywood Reporter. His column enraged her to the point where she went to his office and punched him square in the mouth. She did win that lawsuit. In the 1970s, she landed her own TV show and turned down the role of Chris McNeil in The Exorcist. She also had a string of her own concerts at the London Palladium and New York's Palace Theatre. 1977's Turning Point, where she was cast as a former ballerina, earned her a 4th Oscar nomination. In 1980, she starred alongside Anthony Hopkins in A Change of Seasons. The two did not get along, though, with Anthony saying that she was the most obnoxious actress he had ever worked with. Now, while 1982 would see the end of her marriage to Steve, the following year would bring a career high when she finally took home that Golden Oscar statue for her role in Terms of Endearment. She would also appear in some of the most iconic roles of her career in the films Steel Magnolias and Guarding Tess. And while Shirley has continued working steadily since, she has become quite notorious for her belief in reincarnation, claiming that she once lived in Atlantis and that she was the brother of a 35,000-year-old spirit named Ramtha. And while I don't know how much truth there is to that, I do know that she is actually related to the Warren Beatty, her actual brother, to which she is his sister. Henry Warren Beatty was born on March 30th, 1937 in Richmond, Virginia. He grew up playing football, but was more interested in theater. After graduation, he attended Northwestern for a year before moving to New York City, where he studied under the Stella Adler. Warren's career started on the stage and small screen with a recurring role of The Many Loves of Dobby Gillis, which he left during the first season to make his Broadway debut in A Loss of Roses in 1959. His silver screen debut would come 2 years later in Splendor in the Grass alongside Natalie Wood. In 1967, he produced and starred in Bonnie and Clyde. The film garnered 10 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture and Best Actor for Warren. 8 years later, he'd appear in the cult classic Shampoo, playing hairstylist George Roundy, a character he based off of friend Jay Sebring. Look at me bringing it full circle. His 1978 film Heaven Can Wait earned him 4 more Oscar nominations with Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Adapted Screenplay. But it was 1981's Reds that earned him his first Golden Statue for Best Director. When it came to his romantic life, Warren had quite the reputation of being a ladies' man among the women of Hollywood. It wasn't the best reputation, though. I mean, Carly Simon wrote You're So Vain about their relationship, and Cher said Warren has probably been with everyone I know. 10 years later, that would all change when he co-starred alongside Annette Bening in Bugsy. The two would marry a year later and would go on to have 4 fetal collabs, including actress Ella Beatty. And the pair are still very much married 33 years later, which is basically a century in Hollywood time. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you liked this one. Maybe you also just found out that Shirley and Warren are brother and sister. Let me know if you want more in-depth videos about either one of them. Don't forget to save and share with your friends. It really does help spread the good word of the cult. And don't forget to follow me over on the gram, the two of the U, just in case. You never know what's going to happen here. Good day, and may the cult be with you.